Hey, Jonathan here at TopSaw. Today I'm going to go over the ways to get rid of your fuel reduction waste. The one way is to stack it on the side of the road and then have it chipped. And then the second way is to burn it. I'm going to go over the benefits and costs of both. Okay, so you could see all these trees kind of over the driveway. They needed to get cut back for fuel clearance. Did all that. And then I stacked it all on the side of the road. And then Cal Fire, California Department of Forestry, has a chipping program where they charge you $50 an hour to chip. It's a great program if you don't have to haul the brush very far. And it's also a great program if you want chips. The downside of those chips is they broadcast them onto your property and they decompose. In that process of decomposition, they actually produce methane gas, which is really bad for the greenhouse effect. And all the carbon that they stored is released. So that methane, they say, is about 20 times worse than carbon getting released. So there's some downsides of chipping. If you got to haul it a long distance, it's really a lot of work. And then you have the chips, and then you still have that fuel reduction waste even though it's chipped up. The next solution is to burn. And let's go take a look at a burn pile. Here's a burn pile. I don't know if you can see all that brush stacked in there. And the thing is, you can't really burn unless it's safe to burn after there's a ton of rain. So the problem with all that rain is it's just really hard to get a burn pile started. So big issue with burn piles are they really have to be safe. You got to call your local fire district. You might need a permit in your area, and also your air quality district. So before I burn, I make sure I have a bunch of things done. First, I have my burn permit if needed. I've called fire and air quality and checked with them, and I don't know how it is in your area. And then the task is really how to get that burn pile going. You could cover it, but that doesn't seem to keep out that much water. Probably the most important safety things to have before you light is a working hose that's been checked with a lot of pressure, fire extinguisher, a shovel, pitchfork, and rake. And actually a phone, so you call 911, and you want to make sure there's good access to the area. You don't have your truck blocking the driveway or something. So safety has to be first. Is you want to wear all cotton clothes, none of the new petroleum-based, extra armor kinds of things, because those will melt on you rather than just cinder. You want to have good boots on, and you never burn unless you've been trained. You never burn very much. It's always a small pile. And whatever you do, don't burn until you know what you're doing. And you've checked with the fire department, and you have somebody on hand who's done it before, who knows what they're doing. Okay, so this is a little bit right after I lit it. Coals are pretty hot in there, and you could tell how much smoke it's producing. A lot of particulate matter. The three variables really involved. One is the overall air that could get to the fire to decrease particulate and smoke. Number two is the moisture content of the fuels getting burnt. And then number three is the temperature. So if you get it hot, it seems to dissipate a ton of that smoke. So what I'm about to do right here is hit it with my blower. And you see when I hit it with the blower how it starts to glow a lot redder, getting a lot hotter. And then the smoke's really starting to disappear with that increase of airflow. So now the blower's on full force right here, and you can see how much faster the material is getting consumed, how the particulate matter is decreasing, and how hot the fire is getting. I'm very conscious not to blow so hard that I'm sending embers anywhere, but it is just starting to rain right now too, which is another safety feature. A little bit later, you can see all that smoke coming out of it, even though there's not too much brush. And then now I'm starting to hit it with the blower. You see at the bottom of the screen the wind hitting it from the blower. And as I use the blower on the coal bed, how the particulate matter starts to decrease. A few hours later on this burn pile, it's pretty cool. It's raining now, pouring rain, which is timed very nicely. And you can see it's pretty completely burned all the way down into nothing. It'll probably stay hot like that all through the night. No smoke now.